I'm Prem and today we have a 991.1.
Cars with Prem.
Right, this 911 is one of my favorite. I would say one of a lot of Porsche lovers' favorites. For one very simple reason, this is a naturally aspirated 3.8 C2S with some goodies, you know. You know, Porsches are all about specs, right? So let's go to the first thing that is, we made it very obvious by turning it open first. It has the sunroof that not a lot of 911s have. This is also an option. Everything is an option in 911s or Porsches. It has red steering belts. Safety belts. Where does steering belts come from? Okay, these are also options. It's nice. It's just a Porsche thing that you pay extra for everything that you want to see in the car, even if you want to change the color. I don't know why the color maybe costs a few $100 more. Probably the same material, but you know, the way they do their marketing is such. 911s are good because it's a very, very good family car and a car to drive every single day because there's 4 seats. Look at here! Okay, that's my breakfast, but then again, and there's also Isofix, so you can have your kids in it. It's still very safe to put 2 fellas in it and bring them around, but the kids better not be fat. They won't fit. But look at that ass. Okay, that is one beautiful. Nice, right? It's nice. Okay, this is one thing I like about the 911. It's their ass. It's round, it's wide, and it's curvy. You know, it's something that you always want in a car that's so curvy and so nice and sexy. I don't know about you, but I like the curve. Okay, let's not get carried away. Okay, go down to the rims. These are 20-inch Carrera rims that are not standard, I think. I actually can't remember, but I know there are a few options. So you may want to take a look at the rims. The 20-inch rims. A perfect fit for the 911. 21s will be too big, 19s will be too small for this body. So I think the 20 inches on this car is rather perfect, right? I don't know whether you agree on that, but yes. Okay, keyless entry. The keys are in my pocket. Let's see. We've got a beautiful white casing as well. Match the color of the car. Alright, let's go to the interior. We go to the steering wheel. This is the GT Sport steering wheel. I love the GT Sport steering wheel. Any Porsche I get, I always get the GT Sport steering wheel. Why? I just don't like the buttons here. You know, when you change gear, it's supposed to be a shift. It's supposed to be minus, plus. It cannot be plus, minus. I don't see how that makes sense. It's minus, plus. Okay, the other specs comes, for this car comes with the PSE, Porsche Sport Exhaust. That sounds nice because it's an exhaust that you have a valve. You don't have to go for a separate inspection with LT for that, and you don't have to queue another few hours every few years to get that approved. Or if you change car to change the cert name, number plate, it's Porsche Sport Exhaust, so it's actually stock, so it comes with the car. You don't need a separate certification for that when you go for inspection LT. So that's a brilliant thing, right? It has a valve, you know, it opens the valve. That's nice. Hey, I will let you hear it later, but it's something that you get to have a car and it's noisy, and when your neighbor complains, you don't have to worry. It's LT approved. The most important feature, I would say, with what impresses a car head like me, is this oil temp, water temp, this information, vehicle information that is so crucial for drivers to know what is happening with their cars at any one point in time. So I think Porsche did a really good job adding this information up. You know, back in those days, you have like 4 meters on your Evos and Subarus where there's like Davy gauges to watch this. Now you have it so neatly composed and beside the RPM where you need the information the most and you don't have to turn your head to look at it, you know? So that's well done, Porsche. So we've talked about the cars and the spec and the curvy ass. What else do we need? We need to take it for a spin to know what it really feels like to drive it, right? So I forgot to unlock the car. Let's go. So crank it up. I'll see you inside.
911, it's the best.
ויש לי את זה, אני באוטו עם ה-911, משהו קרה. אני אקנה עוד אחד. אני אעשה 911 2012.
Alright, as we mentioned, we're going for a drive, so let's do that. The weather's a bit wet today, so I'm going to leave the Porsche Sport exhaust off and not going to Sport Plus and go crazy. So we're going to have a chill drive. So that's the beautiful thing about driving a 911. It's a car that's made for you to drive every single day. Like, you can drive it every single day. And it's a daily car. You want to go crazy? You can, with just a click of a few buttons, and put it to switch to manual mode and you can go crazy. Or if you want to drive your pet to the vet, you can take this car out and not go crazy as well. It's so comfortable, so easy to drive, so practical. You have ample boot space on the front, and it's funny, you know, sometimes whenever you open a Porsche's front trunk and put something in, you actually get people coming to look at what the hell is that guy doing, putting a bag of clothes in the engine. That's the trunk. The trunk is on the front, so you can see that how chill this car is. And I'm driving and talking to you, and I don't have to shout. It's so quiet, it's so practical, and I mean, I'm driving in one hand. The steering, it's electronically assisted. It's one of the latest technology around, even what you see in the latest Porsches or most of the latest cars you have. But there's still some feedback to it, you know. It's not the rack and pinion from the 997s and before that you really feel every single thing on the road. But it's a more practical car to drive around the city because you can do it with one hand. Okay, even though when you're driving chill, right, and you want some music, I'm talking about music, not, I mean, you can on the radio, like,
No, we're just getting straight.
You're right, yeah.
they have a proper radio, no? It's a proper car. But the music I was referring to would be the roar of the flat six. Right, I'm driving through a car park, and it's so easy to maneuver this car. It's not like you know, some supercars where you need to like be on the left. Is my curb hitting? Am I going to hit the curb? No, you can just chill, sit back, then drive it like a normal car. Wet, it's a wet road, but the wipers are working, so that's fine. Okay, so it's a car, like I said, the 911s, so I'm driving it chill, and it's really wet. We really don't want to go too crazy, it's rather slippery. But if I just press the mode, sport mode, I turn my sports exhaust on just to hear a bit of music, and the downshift, they have a rev match system that does this. You know, that's what I call real music. The flat six just has something new. That's why I said one of the best 911s to buy now in the market would be a 991.1 for one very, very simple reason. It's a naturally aspirated flat six engine that you don't get in the new Porsches unless you go for a GT3. But if you want a car that you drive every single day and you don't want to break your back getting in and out the bucket seats, and also the suspension as well, the whole setup, and a practical car to put your kids behind, I think the 911 is one of the best Porsches that Porsches have ever made, you know. How practical is that? And the 3.8 NA has a sweet spot. It's not too big, not too small. It has just the right amount of power. Powerful enough for you to do donuts, get the tail kicking when you do U-turn, and or when you drive off, you just want to slap the ass out and gun it down the road. This car has it all. And naturally aspirated cars, even if it's like this is 8 years old, this is a 2012 model. That's when the 991.1s were launched. This is the C2S. I think it's a car you can keep. It's a keeper, you know, you can keep it, and you know, in Singapore you can renew series and keep it for another 10 years. That means 20 years. and you don't have to worry much because naturally aspirated engine, the maintenance is really not that high. You probably just get the wear and tear done once when it's 10 years old, and like the suspension bits and bits, those are wear and tear items, right? But other than that, I don't think you will need to overhaul the PDK or engine if the car was properly well maintained. So find yourself a good unit, find one with a good service record to prove the mileage wasn't free. And you know, it was definitely maintained by, and you know what was done to the car before. So when the age comes for some things like that, you know what needs to be done when, right? I don't know about you, but you know that growl when you press and step and go, and it just grows on you. It's music. Oh, the downshifts. Don't know whether the video will justify it, but I love the sound of it. So it's wet, so even though I'm trying to put my foot down, the traction control kicks in and prevents the rear from kicking out. So that's actually very, very smart. So it's like an idiot-proof kind of car that you can drive it without, you know, having to control all that power it has. Okay, that's the umbrella. Okay, we've got the best 911 here. So we conclude that this is one of the best 911s ever produced according to me, because simply said it's a 3.8 naturally aspirated engine. And yeah, the rest of the time you've heard about in the reviews. If you want to hear more about us, or you want to buy a car that we help source out for you, refurbish and get it pre-loved for you to love it in the future and enjoy the curves and the sexy ass and kiss the ass, okay, too much of ass. Just like, share, subscribe and contact us. I don't know, man, somewhere around here you find a number there. See ya! I'm hungry! Prem and today we have a 991.1